It's about the connection. Now put it on your canvas and let it be.
Oh. Yes, we're back. Hopefully our mouths and our voices are in sync.
Hopefully.
Little hashtag YouTube life.
Ah, yes.
Going
Merry
on.
Christmas.
So today, if you just wandered in by accident, I'm going to show everyone how to do Ren and Stimpy. If you don't know who Ren and Stimpy is, get out. They were something that they used to be on something called MTV.
Yeah,
MTV used to be a place where they played music videos and sometimes really cool cartoons.
Yeah,
And Flux and Charlize Theron comes from there.
yes.
Just saying.
Daria.
Which is just everything cool.
Yeah.
But you guys voted on TheArtSherpa.com on what liquid television cartoon you'd like to paint, and man, Ren and Stimpy owned it.
Yes.
Stimpy, you idiot. Right? Everybody remember that?
Oh my gosh, I do.
Yeah.
I'm all nervous over here looking. All right, is everything working?
If you don't draw, don't worry.
Okay. Oh yeah.
There's a link to the
drawing.
traceable at TheArtSherpa.com and also in the description below, which was made in about a minute.
Button
so I'll
pushing.
be updating that materials list after the broadcast. But there are links and everything, and all those paints are not required that you're currently seeing in the lab for this event. No, that's just my complete list of stuff I think I might like to paint with if I... Behind the curtains. What a weird day. Happy Holiday Eve to wherever you are around the world. I hope you're great. I hope you're safe. I really hope. Right now, I think my number one wish for 2017 is that if 2017 could give me anything, anything, it would be to create a deeper sense of peace and well-being for everybody around the world. I just like all of us on this little rock, third from the sun, to just be okay. All through 2017. That's my wish. I don't know. The wish fairy hasn't been by, but that's my wish.
Yeah, I'm totally.
I'm gonna sip some coffee, man. It's been a morning with the tech. Poor John. Everybody send John some love.
Oh no.
He's had a rough day.
It's been great. We've already got over 190 people in here and 199 people in here. Thank you guys all for showing up.
I put the thumbnail's not a reflection of today's painting. I stole somebody's art. I'll take it down.
We'll swap it out.
We'll swap it out. I have my 16 by 20 canvas. I'm going to be painting this in acrylic paints. I'm going to be using some stencil brushes. I'm going to be using fluid paint, glazing medium. If I can get to it, I might even use a toothbrush.
Woohoo!
I'm going to show you how to get your favorite cartoon characters in, whether you draw or not. This is important because many of you have properties that you love. You are huge fans. You can't believe how bad I wanted to do Tauntauns in the atolls in Jeddah. Just have no idea. So I understand it. I get it. But maybe you don't draw. I'm going to show you some stuff that you can do. I'm also going to show you kind of the formula for epic, dramatic space sky.
Yes.
Yes, as you might want. I'm going to drink too much coffee.
Are you?
We're going to blow bubbles. And then after this...
We are?
If YouTube continues to work as promised, I know we've been promising it, we're going to make sure we get... There's my bubbles. I knew I needed some. Texas snowflakes.
Yes, and so you know, in Texas, I'm running my air conditioner today.
Yeah, we are running our air conditioner today. I'm a little bit hot. So, how are you guys doing? I hope you're great. We're going to do the unboxing viewer mail Q&A for the holiday. Talk about 2016 and what we're doing in 2017.
We have so much mail.
But that'll be after this broadcast if YouTube continues to work. Okay. Wishes. I had some.
Put the wishes on the canvas.
We did. We put some wishes on the canvas. And you know, I had a wish for Ashley Brown. If you guys don't know what happened, I just wish for some justice for Ashley Brown and her family, to know what happened to her and who did it, and I'd like to see them brought to justice, and a lot of love to our friend Todd and to her family who's gone through an incredible loss. Brianna has some crazy, insane migraines, and I'm just wishing a treatment that is effective and helpful. Also, Colleen, our own Colleen, different kind of justice, more like... Texas Ranger justice for some Colleen. Colleen, I hope you get some Texas Ranger justice and they get caught and So for that, and I hope, the bank and everything fixes that. Jessica, we're wishing that you are abundant in having tons of babies. May have a ton of babies.
Oh.
Right? And then Kristen Smith asked a couple weeks ago for some healing on a leg that we did not get in, and I wanted to just make sure that I'm just wishing your legs and everything are doing good.
Yeah.
Do you have some wishes for us, Mr.
Yeah,
Cooney?
there are. There's a lot of great wishes. Alan just put up a great wish. He said, he wanted to wish for all of the friends and family to have a warm and caring family. I'll go back and read this. That those who do not have friends and family to celebrate find a warm and caring community like the Sherpettes to lift them up and fill their hearts with happiness and light.
Yeah, I wish no one is alone.
So thank you, Alan, for all the kind words there. And we really do wish that all of you guys, we're really glad that you're here with us, and that anyone who doesn't, have a community that they can call their own, that they can find their way there.
Yeah.
So, we'll put a wish for Julie's stepfather.
Julie's stepfather.
And Lynn wants to put a wish for health for everyone. That's a really good one.
Well, we always could use some health. Health and well-being. I wonder if it's testable. Like, can you see if the world gets a little better during the holidays?
Oh, I think you. You know what? I think that I love spending time with all my friends during the holiday because generally you get to wind down a little bit, have a little more. So on this painting, speaking of a little more chill, this is a really cool
chill,
painting.
goofy painting. Paint along with me if you're just trying to let go and have some fun. Definitely. But this is a chill. We're going to be chill pace, chill painting.
Very much so.
Don't even have picture-in-picture because I'm stream of consciousness doing this as I go. So you're really going to be deep in my imagination. I do have.
You do have?
Right. So I'm going to show you this.
Okay.
It's so funny when people are like, is tracing cheating? Most artists, even if we draw, will draw a design out on tracing paper, work it out, rub some graphite on the back, place it where we want it on our canvas, and then we just draw over the lines to transfer it.
Oh, DIY tracing paper.
Yeah, it's DIY tracing paper. I mean, there's all kinds of really gorgeous versions of this. Martha Stewart even makes a beautiful white transfer paper.
Oh, yeah.
That does a lovely job if you're doing really high-end decor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the possibilities are endless. I'm particularly fond of the graphite or pastel on the back of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just went away. That's okay. I didn't need it anymore.
You were done. Drop the tracing paper.
Drop the mic. Yeah. Shh, don't drop the mic. Mic's expensive.
Mic's
Okay.
very expensive. Don't drop my mic.
Drop the tracing paper.
You won't be invited back to the
I
show.
got 5 more of that. I have that for you for printing out, and that just prints out on your printer paper, and then you would just tape that here over in the corner and do that transfer. That's how you get Ren and Stimpy in. And so I've got my little Ren and my little Stimpy. I'll kind of get them where maybe you can see them a little more. But they're over here. They're looking up at something magical. I think in art it's really important to tell a story. I think that's our number one thing that we're doing as artists. We're telling a story, and often it's the story of us or the story of something that we're feeling, or perhaps a way we see the world and would like to share that vision with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I, these days in my life, tend to see the world in more optimistic eyes. So you might notice that sometimes my painting tends to reflect that. So even with characters, like Ren and Stimpy, who are maybe a little edgier.
They were reflective of the time when there was a little more raw or kind of
world.
Well, I think that there was a call for it in that time.
Yeah, that time. I certainly felt it. I really appreciated Daria and this cartoon, and
to have this commentary on things.
On life and, friendship and family. I think that these were perfect. And I love these 2 characters. Especially, I went on a viewing marathon. If you haven't done that for a while, 1, it's hard to get, man. Viacom protects this property. 2, it was interesting to go back and revisit it because sometimes when you go back and you look at things like, say, Smokey and the Bandit,
they don't hold up?
It does not hold up.
No.
In fact, it's cringeable.
Oh, yeah, some of that.
Just you're just like,
super
oh
cringe-worthy."
wow, that's
Yeah.
not okay.
Like,
And so,
dude, no.
but interestingly, I was watching Ren and Stimpy, thinking, wow, this is just as wonderful. I think the Max would be too.
Yeah, the Max. I remember. I fondly remember the Max. But these guys were. There was a wonder that they did approach the world with, even though they were a bit cruder about it.
It is so true.
And I like how you have this idea that the more, the bigger and more reflections in the eyes, the more awe and wonder there is.
That is a cartooning truth. If you're going into the animation or video game industry, the certain elements like this, these are things that you want to pay attention to as you move into those. The idea that, because it's what they're trying to say is they're so touched by something they saw up here that their vagus nerve was hit. And when your vagus nerve is hit, your eyes become very watery. The more watery something is, the more reflections it has. Thus, in anime and cartoons, you will see artists lean into that reality, into that subconscious knowing in your brain by adding reflections to the eye to say that they're tearing up. Their heart is full of love. Their vagus nerve.
Dang, Dr. Sherpa. You just dropped some science on us.
Sorry. It's that kind of a weird day. We're going to be doing viewer mail after, too. I think we said that earlier. I don't know if I remember to say it this time.
Oh, my gosh. A pile of viewer mail down there. We've got already 200 people here hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. We're going to be here all day.
Yeah. And then we're going to be dropping you into the arms of Angela
That's right.
Anderson for a fabulous paint-along that she has scheduled for you at 2. So
you
we're
have-
gonna figure out how to wrap this all up one way or another by 2.
Yep, we'll be done by 2, and then we'll get you over there to
We'll work it
Angela.
out. Even with the technical difficulties and
Yeah,
being a
sorry
little bit
about that.
behind, we will pull it all together. At some point, it may speed up, but I'm going to try to be chill.
Okay.
So
Here
I've
we
got my little hill sketched in, right? And my plan right now, as it is to have a moon up here and maybe Santa and some reindeer coming across, causing some wonder for Ren and Stimpy. But I wanted a very wondrous, magical sky. And one of the things
Wondrous.
that you can do to create that is where the sky is very light and vibrant down here and has that Arcadia, that little arm of the Milky Way coming up.
Yeah.
Those are things that people really respond to. And these are actually really easy to create. One of the things I like to do to create that is one of these little stencils because I can be very scrumbly and not be damaging my brush. I have these in a variety of sizes.
What's that?
I have these in a
what are they?
6.
Hold on.
They have the random sizing of brushes.
What are they?
I have these in a 6, a 4, and a 2.
What kind of brushes are they?
These are a stencil brush.
Okay.
You could use
brush.
a dome stencil. If you have one of the domes, you could use that. If you have this type of stencil, because you've been doing like the Christmas tree with me and the snowman, you could use that. It's just another use for this brush.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this pack comes in 3 sizes, and I like that it does because I like to vary the sizes.
No, I just zoomed in on it and you just pulled them away. I was going to say...
Okay, put it back up.
Okay. I was going to say...
They're just a neat tool. If you didn't know, I
I'm
highly
gonna-
recommend it. Not it's just a recommendation. It's not.
I'm just going to plug our buddies because they sent us this wonderful box that we have to open up yet.
Okay.
So
The
the
Brush
brush
Guys,
guys.
if you'd like those brushes.
So if you like those brushes, go over to thebrushguys.com and you can get all your brushes. Now, honestly, these guys are good friends of ours. We love them. They take care of all of our community.
Yeah.
They ship all around the world. So we love them a whole lot. Go over there. Use the code TheArtSherpa or ArtSherpa. Sherpa. ARTSHERPA. Art Sherpa. And you can get 5% off your purchase. And they'll ship it to you anywhere around the world. And we love those guys.
Yeah, we really do.
So.
And they seem, I've really been happy to hear the customer service you guys have been getting. So
Yes.
thank you for sharing those stories with me. Always share those stories of customer service,
Mm-hmm.
the good and the bad. It's really important to share the good as much as the bad. That way, everyone in your community knows who is really, really honoring their products and being awesome to their buying community.
Yeah.
As artists, we need that terribly. All right, I'm going to start this little thing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm not looking at a reference, guys. I've just done this enough to sort of know its deal. I'm going to take a little of my yellow and I'm going to dust it into my white. I want my white to be fairly light, lighter than ducky yellow, but, not perfectly white. I'm just going to just scrumble this sort of little sky thing here. Can you hear that scratchy noise?
I can hear that scratchy. I'm going to come over and
It's
adjust
very,
that camera a
very
little bit.
satisfying. Huh?
I'm going to adjust that camera just a little bit because we have it.
Because it's not seeing it?
Oh, well.
Oh, it's going to get real dark in a minute.
Yeah.
We just want this light here. Huh?
We just haven't adjusted for this current.
I'm using the glazing liquid that I have. I have glazing liquid out. All the materials are going to be in the description after this. And it's our traditional materials. It's basically my regular palette if you paint with me all the time. Plus I threw in some Naphthol red medium, which you guys have done with me a few times. It's in the list. You could use alizarin crimson. You could use any crimson that you have. What you want is a warm
that
red
really
and a
didn't
cool
help, did it?
red for this piece, is what I would say. And if you're wondering what a warm red is and a cool red is, you should join the Big Art Quest, because we talk about those wonderful things.
Now
So
that's just
see
a
how
super
just
white.
scrumbly I am?
It just looks super light to me. It's like
It is
like
super
you
light.
barely
This is-
see it.
It almost feels when you're doing it. It almost feels like you're just going, man, that is just pointless. I'm gonna grab my number 6.
Okay,
my
so
big
it's
boy.
it's not just me. It's just like there's just barely anything you can see.
Yeah,
there.
sometimes when you're doing this stuff, you'll be just like, man, why am I even doing this? No, it's about to start getting some yellow in it. We're about to. This is really about dusting and scrumbling. You almost have to be like, I have faith that it's happening.
All right.
And I'm scrumbling
gonna have
around
faith.
my drawing here, and I'm going to keep getting a little more yellow into this in my
Okay.
glaze. Now, here's the deal. On this acrylic glazing liquid,
Yes.
you guys ask me a lot, can I use gloss medium and varnish? You can. It's just gloss medium and varnish dries really fast. What makes this unusual, and everyone who's gotten it has been like, wow, that's the coolest thing, is it's both a glaze and it slows down the drying time of paint. And for the times when you want your paint to be a little blendable and glazable, there's nothing like it. Now I'm sitting here and I'm taking my little scrumble brush, right?
Now I can see the yellow.
And I'm adding this very bright sort of yellow. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a cabin over here or some trees over here or a Christmas tree over here yet. You know, how I'm going to finish that out, I'll be doing that as I go. What I'm going to be looking for is to balance these guys with some other object that I enjoy. I've been asked a lot lately just talk about how I design.
Yeah.
You know, how does this happen? What goes on? You know, what am I thinking?
You know,
This is generally how it happens. I just sort of am like, what story am I trying to tell? And I guess with these two, I'm trying to tell the story of wonder. The wonder of the 80s. No, just general wonder.
you know, those are things I'm not generally. I've not heard associated with each other. Wonder and 80s.
Look at that
The
there. So you can
wonder-
kind of see now that white.
Uh-huh.
This here,
Now I can see
if
that.
you get this and you add this to blue, you can almost do any crazy fantasy colors that you want from here, right? Like you
Yeah.
can get really preposterous and it will still feel like a sky, which is kind of cool. This is just one of those cool things that you might not know that you can do. I guess I think I'm going to put out my cool red. Which is whatever your cool red is, crimson, magenta. It's really fine.
I wonder if we're are we too close on there, or are you okay on the palette cam? Is the palette cam too close for you?
I
can
think
zoom
it
out a
might
little bit.
actually be now that I'm pushing things into it. But that's okay.
We can zoom out on there a little
You can
bit.
zoom out. So I'm going to take a little of my red and mix it into my yellow. And look, I'm going to get some orange going. And I'm going to start adding that value, that hue to that.
Oh, yeah.
All right? I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm having some fun now. We're going to be doing this in 2017. We're going to be having some fun. We're going to be doing our simple, easy paint-alongs, but we're also going to be having some fun and talk about the ways that art is enjoyable.
Yes.
I really like this red.
I like that red, too.
I'm getting more and more in the red, and you can just see the pigment. And how I'm doing this stroke is I'm just trying to use the edge of the bristles, and I'm softening it up, and I'm trying not to make patterns. What people want to do is they'll want to make patterns. I make no patterns. You can't predict me.
No.
I paint like drunken monkey.
You zig when they think you're going to zag.
Yeah, that's experience there. I'm just grabbing more red, and I'm not even worried about it. I'm just like, we'll work it out.
I'm gonna get in on that zigzag action you're doing there.
Yeah, because I'm gonna just keep layering this. I've got the glaze, and one of the things the glaze is gonna let me do,
too much
besides
in.
my paint not drying too quickly on me, is it's going to let me blend some colors. It's gonna let me, do a bunch of interesting little.
Now it looks like a lot of the under the canvas is showing through. A lot
Yeah.
of the white is showing through.
The white is showing through, and it's working for me. I mean, I'm covering the canvas. This canvas is sealed. This is this is a stable painting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm scrumbling.
You're scrumbled.
Was scrumbling it away. Scrumbling the words away.
Oh, I see. You're just
Look at those words scrumbling away.
Why? Now they're doing that because you used that.
I used a watercolor pencil so I can scrumble my words away.
Whoa.
They become part of the paint. They become part of the ether.
The wish becomes part of the pigment in the canvas.
Yeah, dude, I believe in the power of
magic.
Well, I believe that there are good forces in the universe, and
I feel like Stimpy standing
I'm gonna
on
be
the
all
beach.
fruity. You know me.
I feel like Stimpy standing on the beach, staring at wonder into the sky.
All right, so see, we're just doing that. I think I want some more dark red there.
There you go.
So I'm just trying to, if that gets a little bit away from me, I offload the brush, get some glaze. Look at this. And that's okay.
Now, what can you use other than a stencil or dome brush?
Any brush that you can scrumble with. Look, I've got a bristle brush right here. I'm going to load this little bristle brush up, get some glaze. The thing is, I paid a good amount of money for this brush. I don't like messing up the bristles. But you can do this with anything. If you're sure of the toxicity of your paint, you can get right in there with your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you know your toxicity.
If you know your toxicity.
Yeah. Read your paint tube. Make sure it doesn't say deadly in the state of California. And you know what? It can be in one paint line. It can be. We were just talking today about like the mixing white, how it's not on Gallery Acrylic. At all a danger and is not listed. So, just read the paint tube. Don't just they have to post it. It's the law.
Now, so a couple things here real quick.
So I'm just enjoying that. But you can just see that I work them both.
I
could do this with a sponge too.
I know we've got a bunch of
Rag.
birthdays that are out here today, and I'm gonna. I saw that Sadir's son is 20 today, so we're gonna wish happy birthday there.
There's so many birthdays today. Oh yeah, happy birthday! If anywhere you are in the world, if it is your birthday today,
Happy birthday.
when you're watching this video all through time, happy birthday.
Now, could you use a dauber just as well on this, like a foam dauber?
I don't know. Let's try.
We could try a foam dauber.
Would you like to see?
I would.
I have not done it. Here, one of the unfair things is that I can.
Yeah.
They're over there.
Oh, okay. I'll get you one.
Otherwise, I gotta leave camera. I'll have a sippy. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be really darkening the sky, and so this is going to be just right there, and then I'm going to give it some stars, and then I'm going to add a moon to it, and then we're going to decide if we want to, how we want to balance it out. You looking for twigs? That's a big dauber. Okay. That's okay. I'll start with. Is that brand new? Yes. No, I don't want that one. I want that one. Save that one. Just give me any other dauber. Okay. Sure. Any other dauber. I'm saving those for that other project.
I don't know what other project. But okay.
So here's the type of dauber. So when they're saying a dauber, a pouncer, these are the sort of little round punches where you go, wee.
I was pushing the wrong button.
So we're gonna see. Can we do it? I'm gonna. It probably doesn't need any water, but I'm gonna prime it anyways. And I'm gonna get my purple on it and my red, and let's see what we got. What do you know? Everything is possible in painting. This has become a weird challenge video, but
So how's it working?
it's fine.
Oh yeah, it is kind of cool. It does a similar effect.
It does a similar thing, and then I'm just learning that, okay, if I press lighter, it sort of just dusts the top of the canvas, and I'm sure if I were to get some glaze into it, it would have a glazing effect. And I could probably do a lot of this really fast. So if I was trying to do a mural, this would be a really great tool.
Ooh. And I see.
Because I would be like, oh, look at my mural just coming together. And you can see how the glaze is allowing me to layer.
I see with my community glasses that little Miss Raven is with us.
Hi, Raven.
And Miss Angela Anderson is with us. And,
Oh, I'm so excited. She's got a really fun project later today, too.
and Ian the Frugal Crafter is
Hi,
here.
Ian. I have been like, I would keep going to Skype you, Ian, and then my children happen.
And I see Dom and Kim Sim and Kim and Katrina and Steffi and Shannon. And who else is here? Oh, there's so many people. I know Alan was here. And there's Stephanie B. And I saw Mark B. And I think I saw Mark Muir. And of course, Lisa's here. And it's just like
So I think what I'm noticing is important, I guess what I would want you to take away from this, is that sometimes I do think materials are important and they can impact you, but also you can work your materials.
Mm-hmm.
You're in charge. They're not in charge of you. Little glazy medium. This is a really cheap sponge, I have to tell
Ooh,
you.
and then there's Freckle Red. She wanted to say hi. Oh, and then there's Mona. I see her and Betty and Robin and Jen. And, I guess somebody, I don't want to miss anybody because it's all just here to say hi. And Tammy and Lynn, and their side Lynn and Sean.
So I hope this is interesting how the sponge is doing this. And I'm just
There's
staying in my sponge now.
There's over 200 people, so I can't say everybody. I'm sure. Maybe I can. I'll try.
It's that kind of a day, guys. So, hopefully you're seeing this and you're like, hey, wow, that's not very limiting.
Okay, I'm going to come zoom that lens out because you can't see what you're doing there.
Okay. Let's see, when I come over my previous layer, whether I was using a brush or sponge or my finger, and it really wouldn't matter whether I was using my feet. I mean, just seriously, it is about me kind of going, I know I want light drama here. I want things to feel really cool. Maybe through certain areas. And I'm just going to use my sponge now. Because y'all have set me on. I've never done this before. I want you all to understand this is the first time I have done this.
Using a sponge, you mean?
Just in this way.
Cool.
I've just never done it.
How's it working for you?
Fine.
It works.
It works. Is it? I didn't know
Oh,
I
it
was
does
even
look
going to
good.
go this way. I don't know
does
how
look
this
good.
painting is going to come out at this moment. I just assume it's going to come out.
We are in the ether of art.
We are messing with the Sherpa. That's your Christmas gift. You guys, if you've been here a while, have done one of the viewer-directed paintings where you shout out things and then I paint them. That gets a little crazy.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why we haven't been back in a while.
We do this again. Well, I think we've just been slammed.
Huh?
We've been busy.
We have been busy. It is. YouTube life is.
We're having good YouTube life.
So you can just see how we're going over things lightly. And then we come back and we press down. We want to put down more pigment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gives us, and I'm making little circular motions, but I'm also just still following what I would be doing with the brush. I'm just using this tool. Gosh, this is real easy to go around the sides, by the way.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Yeah, I have to say, this is a
It's surprisingly nice tool.
fascinatingly good tool. Thank you.
That was a good idea.
It really was. Now I'm kind of curious how far it can take me. Did you guys ever get that where you're like, what will it do?
What? That's just.
Will it blend? I'm one of those will it blend people. I don't know. Will it blend? Chuck, tell me what you think.
You know, as we approach the end of the year, I know that I've been thinking a lot about our journey on like what we've been doing this year and how all this is going, and one of the things that I think that I've been really grateful for has been this experience with everybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, I read a passage somewhere where it says it's a rare person who wakes up every day and is able to put their feet on the ground knowing what they have to do in the day and feeling it's the right thing to do. And I'm blessed to be able to have both of those things happen, you know. And it's, you know, it's because we get to do things like this and be part of a community like we are that, you know, we have this. So thank you guys so much for being part of our family and, you know, being here with us and hanging out and doing all this stuff. You know, it makes, makes it fun for us. So, as I go on, waxed philosophically.
So I'm just still using my
What happened? You unplugged. Uh-oh. You pushed a button. You pushed a button, maybe? No, I don't hear you.
Got it.
Oh, there it goes. So that's why we couldn't hear you agreeing with me.
Yep.
You
I
were-
totally was agreeing with you.
You were agreeing with me.
I'm just using my sponge, and look, I'm just using it to blend. Look how nice that is.
That is nice.
It's fine. It all works.
You just like, I'm going to use this tool now.
I am going to use this tool now.
Okay, so what else next?
Well, I got to get this back. Now, I feel like it might be a little harder to get this back hill because I have this drawing in front of it.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I know where the drawing is.
And what about the little blue space between them? Is that going to mess up your little drawing?
What? There's no little space.
Oh, is that his body over there? Oh,
That's
yes,
his
it is.
body.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then an
Great.
ear. So he's okay. I
Yeah,
got
I
to come
guess so.
here.
And then there's
Make
the
sure I go there. And what I'm going to need to do, besides figuring out how to rinse this out now,
Oh, you're right. I see it. You're
I'm going to go back into my little scrumbly tool that I was using earlier and get a darker color. And just make sure that I come between this space and this space with a dark little shadow. Just not that worried about it. I just want to make sure I have it. Soften those spaces between the two. So what I'm doing is I'm just using the fact that this paint is wet and this paint is wet to soften it.
I think it was Danielle who asked, would a dauber work just as well? So thank you, Danielle.
That was a crazy question.
That was a
but
great,
now I know.
awesome.
I'm going to grab this brush, which I've already got dirty, and make sure I highlight the top of that hill with some light.
So Alan wants to know, did you have to get the paint wetter to use the dauber?
No.
No? It just flowed on okay?
Yeah, it did, but then my paint hadn't started to dry out or get tacky yet. And I do have the glazing medium, which is sort of going through everything at this point. But actually, the dauber was putting out the paint pretty well.
Okay, cool.
So, interesting weirdness that we all just had together. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to give this hill some highlight
Nice.
from the moon that would be shining down on it that I haven't really painted in yet. And then I'll just dry brush that up. I'm not even going to be that worried about it. Scrumble.
Oh, that's
yep,
so
done.
nice. Dun, dun, dun.
Scrubble, scrubble, scrumble. And we probably ought to give some definition over here. We don't need that much, but just something if it peeks out,
Oh, yeah.
you know. That'll make a difference later, too.
So what? There are several people wanted to know exactly what scrumbling brush you were using.
Okay, so the scrumbling is I have the set of 3 from Silver Stencil. The brush guys do have
Let me
it.
zoom in there so you can show them. What is it?
The Silver Stencil.
The Silver Stencil.
Here's the big one.
All right.
It's a set of 3.
Okay.
The difference between this and another stencil is that these bristles are, I think they're best dressed, which means they didn't overcook them.
They're those are really
they're
cool
heated
bristles.
slowly and hand tooled in, and they're much less likely to shed all over my canvas.
What I like those is because those are really, really nice brushes in your hands.
Yeah.
I like how those feel.
Yeah, they are.
Those are a spoiling
This
pair
is
of
just
brushes.
a generic, this style sponge. I've seen these. I don't even want to. They're at every craft store. It's a blue sponge.
They're
It's just
craft
this.
store brand.
Craft store brand. And that's my point. People are like, can you paint with Walmart supplies? I'm like, yeah. Yes. Yes, we can. We can do what we want to do. And I am low on coffee. Okay, you poking me. So I'm going to put some stars in the sky the lazy way, which is I'm going to take my toothbrush that one of the kids got for visiting the dentist. And, in the little package with a little stuffy. They took the stuffy. I got the toothbrush. We made a deal. I have put out my titanium white fluid paint.
We have Ma'am dropping off our dinner, our family dinner.
Awesome.
There's turkey being brought in. Ooh, look at that spray! Look at the
Yeah,
sprinkles.
I'm just
Spray,
flicking
spray, spray.
this toothbrush. I just
Okay.
load the fluid paint on the toothbrush.
So can I ask something?
You can ask
I
anything.
saw something happen here that I was concerned, and I know lots of our community is. See right there next to his nose, there's a big piece that flicked off.
Where?
Right there in front of Stimpy's nose.
It's fine.
What if you wanted to get rid of that? Could you fix that? Oh, you just grabbed a little thing and just scrumbled it right on out. Oh, wow, thank you.
To be a cactus.
Now, honestly, if I was being true to Ren and Stimpy, I'd probably have boogers exploding out of the nose. And I'm going to really galaxify up my galaxy here. And I might even focus a bunch of my stars in this Arcadia area.
Oh, wow, that
Right?
looks so cool.
So that it is...
Oh, when you focus, when you put all those stars focused in on this, and it's kind of hard to see with the 2 angles there, but I'll.
Hopefully one of them will catch it.
Oh, it does.
That's just a nice touch. You're saying, you know, if it goes really away from you and gets really spotty, you could just be like, it's snow.
I love
just,
that.
Just go with it. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to let all this dry for a
But
minute.
no, put more stars down at the bottom. I want more stars down.
You
This is
want
me.
more stars
I want
down?
more stars down at the bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
That's
I like
fine.
the stars.
I think we've gone. All right, there you go. More stars, babe.
Perfect. I like it. It's because it really looks cool. Because it really looks like you're kind of.
We're just having our thing.
I'm gonna make you do this background again. I like
Okay.
this background a lot.
Yeah, everybody does. Then there's versions of this. I could have done this with green. I could have done this
Oh,
with
wow.
just a violet. This violet and this blue would have been stunning. And you know, it just is a nice
I like it.
feeling. And again, I'm not like being crazy with precision tools here. I'm just painting it out. I'm just having my moment. You know what I forgot to do?
What did you forget to do?
Is get a reference with the colors of Ren and Stimpy. I believe
Oh.
I remember.
Hold on, I'll get that for you. I can help you out there.
I need coffee and Ren and Stimpy. I'll say hi to everybody. I need coffee to reference.
You do.
I need those two things. You guys ever need? I'm loving this holiday. I am. It's been a really fun one for me. The kids have really. I don't know. The kids make it pretty great.
Yeah.
They just do. They're just so cute.
And you're on camera.
Somewhere.
I can put you
We
on
got
this
this nice thing.
camera, I think.
No, that says TheArtSherpa.
And then I can put something else in front of it, and then I can do something like that.
What
Hold
do you-
on.
all I see is TheArtSherpa.
I know, but I gotta. Just give me a minute. I'm magically button pushing.
You're magically button pushing? What am I looking at? I don't know. Hi, guys. I don't know if you can see me. I now have a black screen.
It'll come.
Okay. Oh, you're going to give me Ren and Stimpy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. I'm
Someday.
going to have to look for a little. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I'm pretty sure I'll need yellow ochre. Oh, fantastic. All right. So I wasn't that far off. Because, you know, Stimpy and Ren are going to be in these colors. Them being.
I guiltily snacked a cookie that my mom brought by.
Oh, it's okay, sweetie. I forgive you.
So, cookie
Cookie.
with coffee.
So I'm putting
Very
out
nice.
some Namthal Crimson. Again, any cool red. You could put out your cadmium red here, though.
Yes.
This I'm just you know having fun. I'm gonna put out some more phthalo blue for his nose, but honestly, I think he's probably cobalt. To just be truthful,
Yeah.
he could be cobalt or ultramarine there because that's a little more purple. But I have what I have out. I've got some liquid black 2-line later. Yeah, I think I have everything I need
All right.
to paint the kiddos, and I'm going to get a brush that I really like. Going through my brushes of testing. All right, I'm going to get a number 6.
What do you have there?
No, maybe a number 4. So this is a number 4 bright. If you're new to brushes, a bright is just slightly shorter than a flat. When bristles are shorter, they give you more firmness and control. This is nice and trimmed well, so I get a nice little edge line here, so I can really work a lot of space with one brush.
Okay.
And I'm going to start painting him in his yellow ochre. I might, because I got some of this color over him, and yellow ochre can be a very transparent color, I might need to do a couple coats. And one of the tricks that I'm going to do for him is add maybe even a little of my white paint
Mm-hmm.
or my fluid paint into the mix to help with the coverage. Because I have the, there's 2 kinds of the ochre in the golden line, and one of them is transparent and one is not as much.
Yes.
And often the one at Michael's, getting this nice curve in on his face. Because he's got this sort of little
The
'cause he's
chihuahua.
chihuahua sunken in face. You just have to know that there's a story behind this creator's work.
Yeah.
There's a story behind these characters, for sure. And I'm going to blackline him later. Now, lots of ways I could blackline him. In 2017, we're going to be going into paint pens more. And just some other weird shenanigans on occasion.
Reach back for the paint pens. Are we going to do puff paint too?
Not that I'm aware of, but I mean, everything is open. It's all
Jeans,
art, right?
jackets, and some puff paint.
I kind of want to paint a denim jacket. I used to do that a lot in school.
So now, we're gonna have an
Paint my
after
jeans.
show here. We're gonna open up our mail.
Yeah, we're going to open up our mail. We haven't forgotten that.
Haven't
we know
forgotten
we
it.
promised.
We'll be doing that just after this. We just, we'll
we'll do our normal thing, or we come up here, we'll paint for a little while, we'll do this, and then when we're done, we'll do an after show.
Yeah. We just wanted to create some space today to art for just sheer joy of arting.
Yeah, just a relaxation, you know.
So easy to take this all so seriously. Sometimes I get, very rarely, but sometimes I do get messages from somebody who's really in their art process and they're taking it super serious. Somehow, everybody else's state impacts them, I guess.
You know, it's also good to be able to hang out with your friends and you're sometimes, I find that my online community is a little different than my family or real life community, and I like, it's nice to be able to come in here hanging out with my friends. So
It's true. I think you can sometimes have friends online you joke with differently and you are in space with differently. I think that's what's wonderful about gaming and all of that. So you can see I'm getting him in, but you can also see, I think it's important to note that the blue is coming through the yellow ochre.
yeah.
If you have student paints, one correction that you can do for that is to repaint your characters back in white.
Oh, that's right. That's a really good idea. So after you've painted that background in, if you have any overlapping color, then just go back with some white, or could you use gesso?
Yeah, you could just read if you're like, oh, I upgraded my titanium and that's not where I want to spend my money.
You want to just throw some gesso?
Just gesso is just fine.
Okay, cool.
The thing about gesso is I have taken a little of the yellow ochre and the white, and I've made the parchment color of the belly.
Oh, that's
Right?
just
No
to give
point
him
in
some
rinsing
tone?
out my brush because I was like, it's already all full of yellow pigment.
And that's just to give him some tone there?
Yeah, that gives him his underbelly tone. So this is a lot like hand coloring a cell. Now, of course, nobody really hand colors cells that often anymore. So of course, there are some people who still do. But it's all digitally done, but that's kind of the idea.
With the fill button.
Where's the what?
With the fill button.
With the fill button. Yeah, there used to be some fill button. Less fill button. Less fill button. And I'm just painting in this area where he was colored very pale.
So, Patrick,
Hi.
I'm guessing he has a. So Patrick was asking, when you say upgrade your white, when you say upgrade titanium, do you mean change it for another white? What do you mean?
Okay, so if you're painting a student white, like basics,
Okay.
right? So this isn't there's a whole debate on this, but in general in the paint, this is qualified sort of in the craft and student paint arrangement. And the issues is that they're going to save money by having less pigment and maybe not as quality binders and fillers. So one of the areas, if you're painting student paints, this is very important. I don't know if they can see me.
They can see you.
Okay, because I'm just looking at my thing. Never feel bad about painting whatever paint if you're painting
Yeah.
apple barrel paint.
Paint to your budget.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Like
worry.
I said with my dauber. Look at it, I just painted it all with dauber. Didn't
Yeah.
care. But one area that you can make things easier for yourself is by upgrading your white. My favorite white is golden titanium white. I just really like it. I've used it for decades. It always is perfect for me, and I just have really strong crazy person feelings about it.
Yeah. Now,
But any professional level white, because it's going to help your coverage and give you some
Liquitex
performance
makes
stuff.
one. Matisse makes one. They all make everybody.
Yeah.
All your pro paint makers are going to be
Yeah.
going to have that stuff. So
Yeah, and I don't expect you to share my crazy with me.
Yeah, no, it's just.
I'm doing something here. See, my paint has crept up the ferrule.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe it out, and I'm going to reload. That's what I do is I wipe it on a towel and just reload. Because I'm like that.
What are we doing now?
I'm going to keep painting the areas that have
Oh, yes, little belly.
his light color. And I'll be going back with the yellow ochre in a minute, so I'm not worried. You'll notice that I'm sort of what's called blocking. If my white paint gets over my yellow paint, I don't even stop. I'm like a machine. I'm like the Terminator of art. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know in the end, it's the second coat. It's where everything pulls together. So at this side, I'm just putting in color. I'm going to do this under lid part here.
Is that just to
In
get some
this?
undercolor in there?
Yeah, there was kind of a color in that part of the eye. And then I'm going to start putting in his reddish brown, and I like going through these. It's fun for me. It's fun for me.
He's fun.
I'm going to add a little more red to this brown. This is just because I'm picky. You could just do it burnt sienna. It's just that his coloring was actually quite red.
Oh, yeah.
So but wasn't pure red. It was a browned red. That's all that's happening. And I'm going to just come around and paint this all in, right, with this color. I used to like in this cartoon when they would do the hyper realistic stages where everything was really painted in high detail. That used to make me super happy. I think that influenced a lot of artists. I honestly, sometimes when I see like a Pokemon painted realistically, I think to myself, I know where that came from. You know, the art DNA that we all carry.
Now,
that we don't even know we carry.
Everyone's double checking. I think there's a bunch of folks who just joined us a
Hi.
little late here.
We are painting Ren and Stimpy.
We are painting Ren and Stimpy, and we're going to be doing an after show today where we're going to open the mail a little later.
This is a little different than what we normally do.
Yeah, we're going to do it. You know, we're going to do our little lesson here.
We usually have picture-in-picture, but we're doing a free conscious paint today.
We're doing it. Yeah, normally I would have my picture-in-picture going, but she didn't pre-paint this one.
I just wanted to like work it out.
Yeah.
Just needed a little work it out day. Sometimes you need to have that time with your canvas where you just go a little more freedom based. I'm going to make a little lip up here. And I'm going to bring this brown around the top a little bit. Isn't that fun?
That is really slick.
It is. It just slickens up. Pretty quick.
I'm just have to say,
super slick.
I love this background. It looks super sharp.
Yeah, you know what's fun is to take characters like this and do these extraordinary backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because no one ever expects them to be in these spaces, and so when you're painting fan art, having painted some,
No,
you'll find people really respond to that mashup.
I was talking with one of our community members, and I have to say thank you guys for chatting with me. You know, on TheArtSherpa.com, we have our chat growing up there, and so a lot of our community takes time to sort of tell me about their experiences and what's going on out there. And I know that one of our community members, I won't out her, was looking to do a bunch of gifts this year, and was looking around and realizing that she had a whole bunch of backgrounds, and was like, wow, now with the skills that I have, I can go back in and turn these into like some pretty fly paintings pretty quick. And she did.
She did.
Man, was I impressed.
Me too.
With the how quickly she was able to paint, and like how far along her skills have come in the year, and really how good all of them came out. She was really creatively able to apply all the skills and the things that were going on. I was like, really, it was awesome work. So, and I see that echoed in the chat with other people who are out there.
Yeah.
That a lot of folks were really able to use some of these tools for some gifts this year, and I think that was
so
really
many
cool.
paintings have been shared that I'm not allowed to reshare because they're gifts.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't necessarily even show like how awesome people were actually doing because, you know.
Yeah, I think this is pretty fantastic. So thank you guys for doing this and sharing your journey with us.
I think so, definitely. I'm going to pull this and I'm going to take that crimson that I've got. I'm going to add some white to it.
Danielle
Definitely do the inside of this ear.
Danielle missed the background, so she's going to have to drop off some donuts.
Danielle was a very
You
strange
have to
background.
rewind.
Whatever else you do, watch this background.
Yeah, it's got DVR, so you can like rewind it. You can watch it, and then we get to the talkie parts, which is a lot of it. You can hit fast forward.
Oh,
and
so many notes on the talkie parts.
but there's some good stuff in the talkie parts.
There's great stuff in the talkie parts.
Like the explanation of why those eyes are so watery, which I thought was pretty cool. Okay, so
I do too. Okay, I'm going to go deeper in the red for inside this nose.
okay,
Because this nose was generally a redder. I am now painting a number 2 bright.
this was
Because
such
it gives me more control.
surprisingly good piece. I'm so happy. With
I
how
know.
This has
I'm
turned
really
out.
loving it too.
Elsha is too. She says she's OMG. I'm having so much love for this piece.
It captures the characters, and I think that's what we can do as fans. You know, be a fan, Don't go make a bunch of these and then make T-shirts. Because the artist is probably doing that. But I think fan art is one of the great ways to be a fan.
No, if you painted this and made your own T-shirt of your own painting of it, that probably would fall under fair use. Just don't sell them to the people. But
I think
your own fan art or shirt, that's cool. I would, because I could see maybe I could wear this on a shirt.
You'd print your own shirt.
I'd print my own shirt of this that I could wear around.
Yeah,
but I
you could
couldn't
probably get away with that.
But I couldn't put these for sale on Etsy.
No, I would not. Though I mean, people do. It's tough to.
Well, you don't tell anybody what to do, but we wouldn't do that. We won't do that.
Interestingly enough, on this, you'd think I would go black in the eye, but believe it or not, I'm not going to. Because his eyes tend to be bloodshot and red.
I gotta zoom
I'm
in
going
here.
to try something. It might not work out, guys. It might. Hard to say. He's going to have the black in his eye, but he's not.
And I'm supposed to tell anyone, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
And hit that bell button, or
The
they're not
bell.
even going to tell you we're on. And normally,
That's right.
we teach you to paint. That's what we do. Right now, we're sort of just all painting together in a nice little holiday paint-along surprise.
Yeah, most importantly, make sure that if you hit that next to the little subscribe button, there's a little bell button, and if you hit that, then it'll tell you when we go live. And
This
so
is just sort of my Christmas present to my community. I've gotten bananas.
Whoop! Your hat came in and stepped on the frame.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
I'm just
You're
painting
totally
this
fine.
part in.
It just the focus went onto the hat sometimes.
Stimpy. So we got Stimpy here being his classic self. Childlike.
Hi, Wonderland.
Hi, Wonderland. Childlike and goofy. Who remembers these guys? I have such passion for these characters. What surprised me was just that, I'm sad that they're not just everywhere now. I think this was rewatching, I have to say, it's such a good property. So funny. The stuff is still funny. Not for kids, of course. I'm going to do the blue nose, which means I'm going to take a little of my phthalo blue over to my white and just paint in his nose. And I'm doing it with the number 2, and that would be wrong. Does anybody know why?
No.
Because this is too small of a brush to do this job, but I don't feel like changing out brushes, so I'm going to do it anyways. Rebel that I am.
Rebel.
Rebel.
I like how big that nose was.
Yeah.
The big fluffy nose.
This was real fun to draw in because I was looking at different references of these characters from screenshots in the cartoon. And I really loved all the different ways that they were expressed by the artists. There are some things that were always true about them, but they told the story of these two characters very differently.
Okay, so Lynn says that you've got to go put the white cap back on the paint.
Okay.
You got see.
I don't know what it is,
you
Lynn.
left the paint off. You left the cap off the white paint,
I did.
and you should put it back
I
on
did.
there, because that's. And you should also take your paintbrushes out of that paint cup and rinse them off and set them down next to your
I
canvas.
need new water anyways. Okay.
Since we're gonna make sure that the Sherpa is doing all her good stuff.
2017. I'm going to try to have this more together. My goal for 2017 is to really try to make lessons and paintings that we love to do together. I really hope to share maybe the best work I've shared yet on YouTube in 2017. The couple kissing in the cities, sort of the starting of that example of that, and I think you're going to see everything sort of be in that space this upcoming year. And it's going to be Sherpa everywhere. You're just going to be like, man, this chick is everywhere. I am. Gonna be everywhere. It's good backfire. All right, so we have this fabulous blue nose in. My feet are about to get visited.
You should pick up and see your visitor.
Everybody want to see my visitor?
The one,
She has a chewy.
she's getting my cable.
She's got a chewy.
Oh no, she has a proper chewy. Uh-oh, she got your button.
She got my
Oh,
button.
there's the cutie.
She got my button.
Isn't she the cutest? That's
She's
my
the
Ewok.
sweetest.
The best little Ewok ever. And you know she's an Ewok because she will absolutely destroy anything that gets close to her.
I gotta get her away from the mic. She's gonna chew that up.
You ever seen an Ewok get next to an AT-AT?
Oh, I know you want that. I know you want
An
my mic.
Imperial AT-AT taken
Got
out
this?
by an Ewok. That's what we got right there.
Chew, 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 chew.
Ewok.
You're the smartest puppy. Okay. You were having a moment, though. Have your little Chewy. She's got her little favorite Chewy right there. She's this one Chewy she really likes. No, we don't dote. Not ever. No doting. There's no doting. I'm going to go ahead. I really like to, on areas that are white, I still paint them in a white paint, even if my canvas is perfectly white.
Oh, to talk about the puppy pole.
The what?
The puppy pole. The name.
Oh,
Twix.
right. Yeah. If you go to theartsherpa.com, you can vote on if she's a right Twix or a left Twix. This is very important information. We need to know this about her.
Yes. Because your name is Twix. And
She's right. Oh, sorry. We watch a lot of ads because we watch YouTube. There's some good ads on YouTube.
oh, why did we name her Twix? She came with the name Twix.
She did,
Yeah.
and we respected it.
We respected her name Twix. And given Spider's history of naming pets,
Oh yeah, no, we couldn't. We couldn't. No,
I think there was Swimmy the fish and Blendy the chameleon. So,
yeah, we thought we would spare her that.
not saying, he just has an interesting take on names.
These characters are coming in good. I feel like a couple more coats on some of that stuff is in order. And that's just about. I might add a little purple to this crimson, but I want it to stay in the red. I'm going to get this blue I just smeared on my fingers.
Blue.
And I'm going to do the inside of the eyes in red.
Oh, let me come in and zoom in on that.
That's what I'm doing. What are you doing? I don't know.
Judith
Hopefully painting with me.
Judith says she loves this painting and it brings back a lot of good memories.
Judith, that makes me feel so good. Thank you.
And we really love having you guys here. Just so nice. I know I say that all the time, but it really is true. You guys, thanks. So.
And I hope you guys are going to continue on and just make this a relaxing, that the gift you're going to give yourselves is a day of painting and that you're going to travel from here to Angela's.
Yeah. And realize this is a really simple painting to do. I mean, if you look at it, she's just like bang, bang, bang. Look how easy that background was. We used the
background was shocking.
foam and the dauber. And these guys, you're just like kind of knocking them right in there.
Am I? Am I
yeah,
good?
you're just.
I don't even know.
You're flying right along.
I'm flying. Well, I have it put in my reindeer. That's going to take a minute.
Oh well, yeah. We won't get to counting the hoots until we get there.
Yeah, the reindeer that's going to change the game.
But that could be some silhouette-ness.
Yeah, that's going to be silhouette. It would have to be silhouette because Santa would be backlit.
Oh.
So do you see how I added a little purple to my cool red and it deepened it up and it still looks like the inside of the iris, but it captures Ren's kind of intensity? Yes, am I taking myself a little seriously? I might be. I might be taking myself a little seriously.
Capture Ren's essence
I want to.
in
Look,
his eyes, so we can. Did you get?
There's a part of me that might just hang this next season. So
I like it.
this is like one of those ones that may live in the house.
Oh, Alan's like he needs to add a log in the corner.
I thought about log.
We can put log. Maybe that's an after. We'll talk about it. Log can come later.
I
We have so
really,
much
really
to-
thought about log,
If we had more time today, I would.
which
say
I
we
think
could
is
do log.
maybe the best toy ever invented.
Yep.
Log.
Yep.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, joy. Content ID.
Yep.
Nope.
Goes right along there with.
I have learned I don't sing well enough for content ID.
Yep.
That is so funny but true. I am only leaving these white dots so I sort of remember where they are.
Mhm.
I'm just kind of like leaving a roadmap for myself. Like you do. Because you got to leave a roadmap.
And so, for those of you who may be outside the U.S. and are unfamiliar with Ren and Stimpy,
Oh, yeah, we haven't lost our minds.
this is a piece of pop culture that was hidden or, sort of brushed under the rug of history. It's like
like asterisks.
yeah. It's just one of those things that did, like or Max or Aeon Flux. They just some of these things they haven't made their resurgence back around. And
she made a funny noise.
but
what's up with dog?
It's sort of a pop culture. They're a pop culture phenomenon. During the 90s there, and
pretty cool too.
Yeah, they were a cartoon on the television
MTV
on music television MTV.
Yeah, everybody knows MTV. I want my MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Oh yeah, that just happened.
That did.
It did. And now it's in your head on purpose.
We may not be able to license our soundtrack, but we can fill your head with it. Except it'd be like, all the Carry On My Wayward Son. And,
and Aha.
Maybe even some ABBA thrown in there. You never know. Hoop-de-doop. Wrong button.
Sorry. I know my hat's getting in the way.
No,
I'm
your
just
hat's
trying
just
to get
fine.
that second
I can
coat
zoom right past. You're doing a great job. Just
on his coat so that he feels lush. I'm painting a pro paint with a ton of pigment in it, and I still sometimes will come and do a second coat. Yeah. And that's just whatever you're painting with. You just learn to recognize what it does and doesn't do, and you work with it, and then voila, you get a great painting. Guess what we get to do now?
What do you get to do now?
Blackline these characters and then finish this narrative, because maybe we need some shooting stars. We definitely probably need a moon with Santa, and we need something here, and I'm kind of thinking I know what I want to do here.
Okay. I want to see.
But I got to see the balance of everything. And I don't know the balance yet.
You don't?
I don't, but I will.
Okay.
I'm putting out fluid black because it's not going to give me any grief.
Okay.
And I'm taking this brush out of the water. And I'm going to get a nice number 1 bright. You could get a number 2. You just want something that you have control over.
Okay.
That will give you thick and thin lines easily. And I'm going to come here and black line my character.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to zoom way
This is something
there.
whenever you're doing cartoons or these types of properties, or you're working from say a coloring book, you'll definitely want to go back and black line. Helps you finish the piece. And my problem is that I lean over into John's camera space, and I do apologize for that.
Now that we're...
I'm doing that double line for his neck roll. Little touches that resolve your cartoon.
There we go. Now that we've got a...
You could do Popeye. You could do big pop art Popeye. How cool would that be?
Ooh. You could do this background with a lot of your favorite, characters.
Anyone's.
Although your backgrounds are nicely interchangeable.
They are. Yeah,
to
you
say.
could just paint the background and skip the characters if you wanted.
That's true.
But again, this is just sort of for art people. And anyone who shows up for the live event. Did we see Chris plays games today?
I think I saw him. I definitely saw him earlier. I'm not sure if he's still hanging out here. He has a goose to cook.
A goose?
Miss Chris Plays Games took on Jen. She took on taking to cook a 17-pound goose, I believe.
I think that's a little bit Scrooge McScrooge.
No, it's awesome.
They've gone Dickens on their Christmas.
He has access to this really cool meat store, the exotic meat store, where they can get like rabbit and like buffalo and bison and like all the sort of crazy stuff. And he's always in there having really cool exotic meats.
Yeah, I lived in France. I ate goose. They're good. I'm going to send them love.
I was really envious because I was like,
really? Have you had goose?
No, I've not had goose.
I've had goose.
I've had my Uncle Mike. I've had a wild duck that my Uncle Mike shot, which was really good.
You like the duck?
I
That
like
was so greasy.
It was and anything cooked over a campfire is by default 10,000 times better. So, Rick will understand exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, you just. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes. They're cooking a goose, and I thought that was cool.
We've just talked a lot about their goose. We just sat there and talked about somebody else's Christmas dinner. Now that's...
Well, it's because he's cooking a goose, and I think that's just the coolest thing. Because, I was like, where do you even get a goose?
All these Canadians are like in the middle of their meal going, wait, what? You think that's a big deal?
No, it's just like we're in Texas.
Did you catch what I just did
you
there?
Just painted his eye black. I was just like wondering what you're doing, but I was like, maybe you got a plan.
Nope.
So what would you do if like you were just
If you were just hanging out with your husband and he was talking, cracking you up, and then you painted your character's eye black?
so while she's fixing. Okay, now I got your back. While she's fixing that mistake, what I will say is don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I don't even know how many people are hanging out with us today because I haven't clicked the button over there in a while. But what I will say is that I'll get over 200 people here. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the likes, comments, subscribes, and stuff here.
Like, comment, and subscribe after I paint his eye black.
Well, I just looked over and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
They're all hanging out with here. And they would love to see an Invader Zim.
Oh, yes.
And,
Respect the PP.
and they were and who is this? Bob
That's going
Account.
to take a couple of coats to resolve that. I'm putting a gesso over it.
Now, do you ever do any video game paintings?
Yeah.
You do?
We've done
You
some
do?
WoW. We're going to keep doing some WoW because Trade Chat,
Yes.
who is an online gamer, paints with us and is a really cool artist.
She
I asked
is.
her, like, in one weird Twitter fever, what she'd like to paint. I was like, hey, I'll just paint anything you want. You just shout it out and I'll do it. Yeah. And then she, like, gave me a thing, and it turns out it's, like, level 110, and so then I had to make a panda, and then I had to get off the island, and then we've done 2 towers.
Yep, we done that.
We've done Minecraft. We've done a bunch of cartoon properties.
We'll do some more stuff here.
Yeah, we'll keep going. I like it. It's fun for me. And I think it's fun for artists.
Now,
I'm going to fix this, but I
Okay.
got to let it dry. So that's what I would do. If I ever just really have a moment where, and this happens, like, say you
paint the wrong part.
you paint the wrong thing.
Oopsie.
That happens to all of us. We paint the wrong thing, but that's fine because we'll just keep going.
Now, if Alan was wondering,
I'd still sell this painting, so you should.
Alan was wondering if you were going to border the art tunes with a fine tip acrylic pen, what brand would you suggest he buys?
Right now, I'm really liking Molotov, and I bought a bunch of them. I'm going to start doing art pen reviews in 2017. I like Iron Lock. I like Molotov. You can get both brands on Amazon. Somebody turned me on to a great one they found at Walmart. So I'm going to go grab a grip of those.
Oh.
And we're going to start doing some projects in 2017 that do have paint pens. And that's the other reason I want to find something that's good and easy to get. Because some of this pen stuff has gotten out of hand.
Speaking of Goose Man.
Goose Man. Is Chris here?
He's here.
While we talk about his dinner. He's like, respect my goose. Respect it. Respect the goose.
It's gonna be all like Top Gun in here. He's gonna have the new nickname.
It's done. Ding. There's no getting away from it now. When we're in the zombie apocalypse, Chris, and we're all at your house, getting ready to survive it, you know what we're going to
That'll
call
be-
you, what your code name is.
That'll be his call sign.
Yeah. And nobody wears a red shirt. That's also a rule. Now, see, it's starting to come together. I haven't even really officially
yeah, it
put
is.
the white reflections in. I've messed up the eye and recovered.
Where are you going? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I've just got to. I'll be here lining him for a minute. You know, black lining takes a second, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes things in art are not hard. And sometimes as video creators, to tell you the story of a painting, we will speed up a lot of this work. One of the things that I love about live anything on YouTube is you get a sense of what it really is.
Yeah.
And what it might really be for you.
That's so cool. They just
I
the
love it.
little lining just makes everything just go pop, pop,
Pop,
pop.
pop, 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 pop. Poppity pop, pop goes his cute face. He's so cute. I like doing this with a bright because it does a thick and thin line, which is something that as an artist I really enjoy, having a variation of thick and thin line. I think it creates a lyric in the work. Opinion that I have that some people share with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him, like, I'm not going to put any boogers in his nostrils, but we could have if we were trying to be really super authentic. I don't know what she's chewing. I hear her, though. I hear her underneath. rustling through something.
She is. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look over there.
You gotta go look.
No, she's poking out.
Huh?
She's got something she's not supposed to. There, she's wandering around.
She's just having.
She's just having a good time.
I'm gonna put a little bed for her over there, so she can just. She likes to sit where we are and sleep while we're painting.
Mm-hmm. Escape from the
working.
children.
Huh?
Escape from the children.
And escape from the kids a little bit. Her own butt just scared her. All right, so I feel like he's coming in. When I fix his dots, when I do his dots, I'll fix the last of that's showing through.
Okay.
And it will be repaired. I think the big thing to take away from that is just don't let stuff like that get to you.
Mm-hmm. So Chris just came in and he's got his headphones on and he's like, hey, I can actually now hear things.
Can he hear this?
Yeah, he'll have to like go back about like 15 minutes, and we're just like right before you came in active. We were like just
talking about your
your
dinner.
goose. We were
cooking your goose.
We were talking about how envious we were of the goose, and you're the only goose.
Well, John was very envious.
envious.
I've had goose, so I'm not as envious.
I have goose envy.
He did. He had huge goose envy. So we'll just when we go to the space again in New York, we'll have to go by and bug Chris and his family. Hopefully, they won't get a chance to move before we can.
We know where you're at now.
Huh?
We know where they're at now.
That's right.
If they move, then we're gonna.
It'll be a little bit harder. I have to hire some people. So we're just getting that in there, and see how we're just putting that in. And I like it when we hand paint cartoons in, and they have a little bit of that hand painted feel. I think that it's a little magical. Also, don't forget, how many hairs does he have? They have some hairs.
They have little tiny. Yeah. I don't remember.
Put a couple there. They
That seems
both
good.
have them. There we go. See?
Yeah.
So you got to have them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, now I'm going to do this part here. His crazy nose, which is just bizarre to do, y'all. You don't even know. And that weird mouth of his that I love.
I like how he always had like a 5 o'clock shadow too. It's just, that was kind of cool.
Now we'll just give him a little arm. Look at that.
Ta-da!
Oh.
Look at those guys. The gaping wonder of they staring in the sky.
Okay, yeah, we've got to get him. So I'm just going to get that second coat here now. Like you do. And
That's nice there.
see, it just takes it out. You just take it out.
Take it out.
Take it out. Paint it out. Doesn't work out. Paint it out. Paint it out. Don't stress about it. Don't stop painting. Don't freak out. Don't say, oh my goodness, I made a mistake. It's over. No one else in art makes mistakes. Everybody in art makes mistakes.
You just fix that right up.
Yep. Just fix it right up. There's a couple times where you can do something where you're like, oh, that is just almost not worth fixing. And then you might do a repaint. But know that that's also very normal too.
Yeah.
Stuff happens in art. It's not a straight line journey.
Mm-mm.
It's all curvy, linear line. We get nice reflections going in their eyes, their childlike eyes, which are normally full of cynicism. But in this moment, restored, vagus nerves hit,
Dun,
wonder
dun.
abounds.
Yeah.
Wonder abounds. Could have had a little heart pounding out of his chest. Considered it.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't
Now-
do it.
Now I know that we have a lot of mail to open up.
Okay, how are we doing on time?
So we're close. We're at it's at 12:45, 12:43 right now. So you figure you got about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to wrap this guy up.
Oh no!
'Cause
All
we're gonna have
right.
to go to painting.
Okay, so I got to go a different way.
You're gonna have to power that.
I'm
moon
gonna
in.
have to go a different way, guys.
Can we do the moon?
Just
a moon?
Do you want to do a moon, or do you want to do a Christmas tree with the star on top that's twinkling? Audience pick: moon or Christmas star on top with the twinkling.
Okay. Well, while we're doing that, you're gonna put
Because
some
you've
paint
done
out.
Tannenbaum with me, so you could probably duplicate that.
They could do
They got to
that
tell me.
easy. Well, you're going to put some paint out, and then you have to give them, because it's like a 30-second delay here. You can,
Okay. All right.
they're
Oh,
gonna
I got to give them a
mix some
second?
stuff
I didn't know there was a
out.
30-second delay.
You give them maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
I have enough colors to do anything right now.
Ooh, I see a moon and a tree and a moon and a tree and a moon.
Okay,
and
got to
a
make
tree.
a decisive
man.
decision.
Oh,
Call this
see,
one in.
Now, oh my gosh. So I'm just like, I want to just let you see.
What
Just,
is-
you can see what I mean.
Oh, guys. Moon, tree, moon, tree, moon, tree.
How about a tree moon?
All right, got it. I'm going to make everybody happy because I'm just crazy like that.
All right, now I'm on the power switcher now.
Dun, dun, dun. We're going to count it down to about 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, right around there, and then we have a lot. We also have probably
so
another.
I would suggest my initial idea about this was that I was going to do maybe like Santa crossing the moon and all of that.
You could just put a little tiny Santa
I
in
could
there.
try to. Let me see
Just
what
a
I
little,
can do.
little sprinkle. But
We may have to go to viewer mail where I finish up this painting.
Well, no, we'll wrap it up here.
Okay,
wrap it
I'm
going
to
to
go so fast now. Now I'm going to be like full Sherpa, full steam.
Yeah, we got, everyone's definitely mooning us.
Okay, so we've got a
So-
moon coming in.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting mooned here.
You're getting mooned.
Yes.
Moon, 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 moon. Now we got to shade our moon. What do you got to
Okay.
always do when you're doing your moon? You got to shade your moon. Your moon needs some shading so that it feels magical, but not so dark that you can't see the silhouette that you're going to be putting in a second here. And you got to paint fast because this is YouTube, and that's what we do on YouTube art.
Now, the reason we're hustling
That's
is
what we
because
do.
our friend Angela Anderson's going to be
We'll be
on
at 2 o'clock,
2
and we
o'clock.
still need time to
And
get our nails.
we have to get all of our mail open because we have this wonderful giant box from the
Oh,
brush
no.
guys and from
Oh,
a bunch of
no.
our community. So, and by the way, the
Oh, I
brush
mean
guys,
the huge boxes. Some crazy huge boxes came,
Mhm.
and the art guys sent something. The brush
No.
guys
Yeah,
sent something. All right, so I feel like I've got kind of a moon in here.
Got
And
a
you
moon
can see
in.
what I'm doing here.
I see the moon.
That I'm doing, and then I'm gonna.
Full moon.
All right.
That's right.
Dun-dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun-dun. I need a little you, and I will come here.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna just try to do this.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to do something.
You're gonna do it. Oh man, you're just gonna go bang, 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 bang. Look at that.
Give me a second, I'm trying to tell a story.
Sherpa's like, oh my gosh, I only have 15 minutes to finish this painting. That's like telling me I have 4 minutes before the live.
No, this is stressful. But, we want to tell a story, right?
We do.
We do.
Tell us the story,
if we
Sherpa.
don't, then what will happen?
We get a moon tree.
We get a moon tree.
Well, no, what color are you moon treeing there?
I'm doing phthalo green and some fluid black and a little white in a big huff and panic is what I'm doing.
Moon tree.
And
Everybody's
I'm trying
doing
to pull out, and I'm pulling out some stops here, guys.
You're getting it.
Am I getting it?
You're doing it, man.
I'm doing it.
You have
All right.
plenty of time.
I don't.
You do.
Do I?
Yeah. We'll be able to get through our mail opening pretty quickly.
Okay.
So we can go over time a little bit. Don't worry about it if we.
Okay, I'll calm down a little bit. I'm like
Yeah.
panicking over here.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a 12-pound goose, not a 17-pound goose. Which I guess that's
Better?
It's better. I think I don't know. I really want to cook a goose now. Cook a giant goose. We're gonna cook a turkey. We got a turkey.
We are?
Yeah.
That's right.
We got a turkey.
That's right. We do have a turkey. I don't know what we're doing. I'm painting really fast, and I've already made that boo-boo
What boo boo?
in his eye. I'm adding a
What?
little yellow to the
There's no
thing.
boo-boo.
Maybe I'll come get a little.
Oh, you mean the white?
Yeah.
The white boo. That's fine.
Gonna just. I am a happy little tree. Can you see me? I
See,
am a happy little tree.
You know why their eyes are all watery about this tree?
Because it's getting done.
Because this is the tree that the log comes from.
Oh!
It's the log tree.
It's the log tree, the magical log tree. And you can see the magical log tree. I'm taking a little black and a little blue because what do I always need to put underneath an object?
Shadow?
Yep.
Woohoo!
Otherwise, what does it do? It floats.
It floats.
And we don't want it to float. We want it to sit in our canvas.
Now you just threw down a little line there down the hill there. What was that?
What?
for?
Because moon's shining light this way.
Oh, Well, that's a very good call. I was like, what the heck is going on there? Why did you just make some...
I just wanted it to seem a little more real.
Okay.
Please believe in my Christmas magic
I
that
get it.
I am doing right now. All right.
Now, what shade of ultramarine?
okay.
What shade of ultramarine are you using?
I am not using ultramarine. I'm using phthalo blue, and I am going to put all of the materials that I'm using, right, in the description below. I don't know if I can freehand this in very well, guys, but let's give it a try.
Oh, okay, come up here. Okay.
Really don't know how bad this is going to come out because I am doing this on a lurch. Lurch.
I think
Like you
got
do.
it. Yeah. You're just going to freehand that in there.
I am going to, yeah. Could be a hot mess. Could be a hot mess, y'all. I expect hot mess. Don't do what I do here. 10-minute painting. Not.
Oh. So this explains it. So Chris's wife, Jess, was able to get the goose because her butcher is Savinor's. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's the same butcher that Julia Childs used, which is why why they have such a wonderful selection of meats and things. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
That's why I was like, oh, that explains a lot.
So much.
So I guess it's one of the other benefits of living in Boston.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to switch down to a smaller brush.
Now, I will say that my air conditioner is on, though,
Is your air conditioner on where?
here in Houston.
Oh, okay.
But in Boston, I don't think that they have an air conditioners on. I think it's cold.
All right. I am. This is a sad Santa, but we're putting it in.
He's a very happy Santa. He's delivering Christmas presents to the cats and dogs. To all the cats and dogs.
To all the cats and dogs?
Well, the Ren and Stimpy, at least.
Yeah. All right. So, some deer.
Some reindeer.
I need some reindeer.
Now, there was a question about which shade of green you were using. Oh, red shade.
I am all. It's the blue shade.
It's blue shade. You're using a blue shade?
Yep. Here it is. Blue shade.
Blue shade. A phthalo green blue shade. Okay.
Yep. You won't ever have to worry about that. Like, say, if you are painting student paints, but if you're painting pro paints, then you got to worry about shade. Because they just have it as an option.
You know who else was one of my old...
Okay, I am just like literally just abstractly trying to go deer look like
You're
what?
doing great.
Deer look like what? Don't remember what deer look like.
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking...
Santa's sleigh looks like what?
You got it?
That's what I'm doing. Tree and moon.
Now, what shade of ultramarine do you generally use?
Ultramarine, I use, I don't have it out here. It is the red shade.
Okay.
And I generally use the green shade of phthalo blue. All right, some sort of antler. We're going to pretend he has antlers. Oh, his friends are going to be just like a hot mess too, guys. Sorry.
Those are great antlers.
I'm rushing.
You're doing fine.
I'm going as fast as I can.
She's all like power and boom, boom, boom. Look at that.
I don't know, some
Power
antlers.
Sherpa.
Some antlers.
Those are great antlers.
He needs a little tail.
And you nailed the tail. Look at that.
I don't know. He's having a little moment.
What?
He's going to have a little friend here.
What moment are you
There's
having?
not going to be enough reindeer.
There's just going to be a few reindeer.
Yeah. This Santa is Santa assistance. He assists Santa. Right?
Uh-huh.
But he's not really part of the, like, me. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to come up with a way why he has less reindeer.
I think it's okay. We're okay. We can paint some reindeer and we can take our time on this. You know what I'm going to do while you're doing that? I'm going to kick on some dance music here.
Are we?
Because the Sherpa is definitely too wound up about this.
Like, I don't know, some deer.
And I think
Some deer.
I think that we're going to be okay. You know, I'm going to find some here. Let me go find a button that'll make some dance
and then
music
little
on.
horns go back here. Some antlers. So that's what I do when I'm just faking deer.
Let's see.
One
here.
more row. He gets one more deer because I'm being deer generous.
There we go. Put a little music on there. That's not quite good. Now let's go.
Can't even hear it, babe.
One of these is the music that.
Oh, that's cool. Here, you narrate while I paint, babe.
Narrate? How am I supposed to narrate?
That's
I
what you
don't know.
do it.
And the Sherpa paints a hoof. And she paints another leg. And she gets some more black paint. And then she narrates the face of the reindeer. And this is clearly Donner that she's now painting in. And you can tell because Donner's nose is a little longer than Blitzen's. And Donner's tail is also a little longer. See, longer tail. You can tell. Right? Isn't that
I
how it
don't
works?
know, man. I'm just giving it some reindeer.
And then this one, is this Blitzen you're putting in now? Let's see here. Let's see how it comes together. Who this is? Nice little arched back there. And the Sherpa's over here dancing. He's here. So I'm going to say thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. We're really just having a nice chill day, having a good time. Thanks for coming and being with us. And we're gonna open up our mail here as soon as we're done with this. We're trying to wrap up so that we can make sure that we're gonna get done before Angela, who's on at 2:00 today.
She's on it too.
2:00 today.
She has more planned paint.
More planned paint. So they're looking for a red nose there on that lead reindeer.
I think they're gonna get it.
They're gonna get a little nose on that deer.
Yeah, I'm not doing the whip, guys. I don't believe in Santa's whip.
Oh no, Santa does. You know what I'll say is that there seems to be some little drips there below the reindeer.
I see it.
Well, how did those happen?
Do you know what? They kind of look like so I might leave it.
It may be appropriate for this painting.
It might be. I might be like.
It's a little too Ren and Stimpy.
Is it too?
No, I don't care.
I like it.
I think it's fine.
I could give him shading.
You could give him a little highlight. I think that's great. And they're telling me I need to put...
Sorry. Things have gotten away from me, John.
Have they?
They have. That's okay, though.
And I'm supposed to... I think I have some Christmassy music on. I think I can put some Christmassy... Somewhere I have some Christmas music that I will go pull and say...
Look, you forgot to narrate.
Oh, no, I'm narrating. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, all right. I'm supposed to... Look at that. I have Carols of the Bells I can put on. Isn't that awesome? Christmas! Okay, so... while you're putting this in here...
Did you notice that I highlighted
I
the poopies?
did notice that you highlighted the red... So, we're going to put...
I love the poopies.
While you're doing that, I'm going to jump over here. And I'm going to jump over to control room. And I'm going to see about getting us...
Learned.
Do we
You
have
now
another...
know what our deepest secret is.
Oh.
We're dorktacular.
Okay, so we have a queue, and I gotta see here.
All right, I just doing some daubers, and then we're good. We're nearly done. Because, look, we got a sleigh, and we got a tree, and we got stuff. And I just want to make sure that's okay down here. It has enough coverage, because you're going to put these on display later. Everyone will remember the day we painted Ren and Stimpy, and the Sherpa lost her mind. All right. Dauber. 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch dauber.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, that works. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and post the link up here in chat. I'm gonna see if Lisa can help me because I think that she's got actually the link here.
Flame Gremlin.
And I'm gonna
Save us.
I'm gonna give us a few minutes here.
Look at that.
Look at that.
The music is so perfect for this painting. This is all so sideways. Oh no.
And you're gonna put some
no.
highlights on there for us so we can see the glimmer off them. And I noticed you're putting them on the side that the moon is on.
Yep.
No.
I also, really shaded my poops so we can moonlight. Danger from above.
It is gone full Ren and Stimpy.
That's what art is for.
Now, what brush did you use there for the deer?
I am using the 3/0 Sterling Studio Silver, the round.
Ah, okay.
Right here.
Gotcha.
I really like it. Small, it's detailed, it's inexpensive. I feel like I've got to think these out, or do you feel like they've been thought out enough?
I think that they're pretty good.
Are they good?
I think that I think that you managed to just go, you know what? I have 15 minutes and I'm going to wrap this painting up. And you did. You just went bang. And look at that. I can't tell you.
Can't I scream back?
How did that happen? You are just awesome.
All right. Oh my gosh, that's actually really good.
It turned out really nice. Look at that. Turned out fantastic.
Happy with that craziness. I'm available for kids' parties too. I hope you guys will stay and come back, and we have some amazing boxes. Some of them are like literally bigger than
Huge
I can show
boxes.
you on my screen. We have our tree we're going to be decorating from our community tree, which is going to come back year and year and year and year and year.
Yeah.
From your ornaments, which we love. And we just hope you guys are great. Come back and meet us at
10
the
minutes.
link.
Yeah,
in
we're
10
gonna be like,
minutes.
just a few minutes. Let me go get this done. As soon as I'm just gonna have time to drag in the boxes and drag in. What do you look? Isn't this awesome?
I'm into
so
my painting.
impressed.
I'm just like kind of like really surprised and not embarrassed to put up the thumbnail. At all,
No,
so.
not at all.
Yeah, that's
It's-
what I.
It turned
Yeah,
out
art.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I did.
I'm gonna go over
live without
and-
a plan.
So
I have a plan.
we're gonna catch everybody up here in just like, I don't know, not long, huh?
Yeah, we'll meet him right back.
We're meeting right back. Like, turn around and say goodbye to everybody at least.
Come
You're
back and
just-
see me open mail. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. All right, guys. We love you. We talk to you soon. Bye bye.